This is attorney Della Welch. Today we're talking more about the subject of divorce. I have been a divorce lawyer for 34 years in California and in Utah. What I'm talking about today is California law, and this is just a general discussion of the law, not intended to give any specific counsel to anyone. But what I wanted to make clear is I've heard it said that it takes one paper to get married and thousands to end it. And how a divorce begins is with the filing of a petition in court. There's a clerk of the court there that will take your petition and will take a filing fee. If you cannot afford the filing fee, there is a waiver form that you could use to try and waive the filing fee. Now, there's various ways to go about the divorce. You can have full attorney representation, where you ask a friend about who is a good divorce attorney. You call a bar association, such as the Los Angeles County Bar Association, and have a full attorney do it entirely. Another way would be a limited attorney representation, where you have an attorney help you with parts of it, and you do part of it yourself. And then another would be a mediation. And then there's also what is known as self-representation, or it's also called in pro per, where you're representing yourself. And here, many of the courts have self-help clinics and classes to help you fill out the forms. I note on YouTube there are many videos showing the forms and how the forms are filled out. Now, one of the things that you need to know is, do you want a divorce? And if so, you have to satisfy the residency requirement. Or do you want a legal separation? Some people, due to religious beliefs, don't believe in divorce and they want to file a legal separation. Or sometime one of the parties who wants to file for the divorce does not meet the residency requirement, and so they will file for separation and then later amend for a divorce. An annulment is another procedure. Perhaps you married too young, or there's some reason that the divorce you don't want, you want to go with an annulment, and that needs to be considered. So what you need to know is you need to do some planning. You need to obtain as many documents as you can. What is your husband's income? What is your income? What assets are there in the marriage? What the law in California does, it's a community property estate, and so what happens is the property is divided in half, and each party taking half. But if it's property acquired before marriage, then that may be separate property, and the party retains their own separate property. So you need to do planning ahead of time. It's a good idea to watch the mail to see what bills come and what records that you have. And then if there's an emergency, suppose there's some violence or something, and then you may want to get a temporary restraining order. And here again, there are various organizations, and the court may help you fill out what they call a TRO. And then after you've filed for divorce, there's what's called discovery. You can send out interrogatories, which are written questions. Also, you may want to do a deposition and get the partner's information under oath. that you can use later in trial. In California, the waiting period is 6 months for a divorce. However, the courts are backed up, and sometimes you can't get all of your paperwork through the courts within that 6 months. It's a very good idea to read a lot of these self-help books about do your own divorce so you know what you're talking about, and listen to several YouTube presentations. This is the end of the second lecture on the topic of divorce.